optimal protection against COVID. And we know that a booster dose will do that.
Backing boosters, FDA advisors give a shot in the arm to pandemic protection, voting to endorse a second dose of the J&J vaccine, what it means for you.
For the second time in 2 days, an expert panel is recommending the FDA to approve booster shots, this time for the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
The decision will impact 14 million people who received the single-dose inoculation to protect themselves against COVID-19.
For experts, it would add another layer of protection during the deadly pandemic. A decision is expected in days, and our Jean Kang is live in Westwood with more details for us. Jean.
Hey there, Pedro and Cher. Of course, it's great to see you this evening, but we're live here in Westwood at a CVC that's pretty packed with a lot of people coming here to the pharmacy. They're one of many pharmacies waiting to see if there's final approval for that Johnson & Johnson booster shot. Meantime, we talked to a medical expert to see what this all means. An FDA advisory panel endorsed a booster shot for Johnson & Johnson.
This morning, what the FDA recommended is the second dose of Johnson & Johnson.
I talked to LA Care's chief medical officer.
What the data is showing for the second dose is it can boost that protection up to 94%.
U.S. health advisors say the first dose of J&J offered a 74% effectiveness rate against COVID, which is lower than Moderna and Pfizer.
We want to provide optimal protection against COVID, and we know that a booster dose will do that.
Other boosters have been approved for people over 65 years old, those with compromised immune systems, and anyone who works in high-risk environments.
There are perhaps some populations that might benefit more than others.
President Joe Biden says the U.S. has a large supply of vaccines if boosters are widely recommended.
If they authorize the boosters, which will be strictly made based on the science, that decision will be based on the science, this will mean all 3 vaccines will be available for boosters.
Johnson & Johnson told the FDA that a booster shot can be given as early as 2 months after the first vaccine, but waiting 6 months could mean better results. And if you're unsure, ask your pharmacist or doctor.
You may have your own thoughts about what you should get next, but you can also ask for advice when you go for your booster dose.
Well, the next steps will involve the CDC weighing in on those boosters. And coming up new at 6 o'clock, I don't know if you can see the sign right here, but it says free flu and COVID-19 vaccines are here at the CVS. We're going to hear from a medical expert as to when you can get those. Can you combine the two, get them at the same time? A lot of questions about that. For now, in Westwood, Jean Kang, back to you in the studio.
We see people lining up there. Jean, the FDA is also considering a mixed match of booster shots, particularly for anyone who did receive the J&J vaccine. So how would this work?
Yeah, Pedro and Cher, you know, this is a pretty complicated issue, but the short version of it is that there are some studies out there saying that you can mix and match, and it looks like it makes it very safe and effective. The 3 different brands, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, as well as Pfizer. So, for example, if you got the Johnson & Johnson 1 dose and you get the Pfizer or the Moderna next as your booster, that may make it much more effective. But that's going to get final approval, of course, from the FDA and the CDC. Bring life here in Westwood. I'm going to send it back to you.